Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are connecting to us from. It's a pleasure having you here. Yes, we talked about the CPI yesterday, the data for the CPI, and then lo and behold, we have the CPI that has already come out. Yes, indeed. Beautiful. Now you can see the massive candle over here on the Euro USD. If you check the DXY, right? The USD index, you have a look at this as well. If you check the GBP USD, if you check across board for like the majors, you would always see the reaction on this massive candle. Let's even check USD JPY, even though we haven't traded it in a while. Look across, you see the massive candles. What else again? USD CAD, just check everywhere. You see the massive candles, reaction here and there. Let's even check gold, right? You see the reaction on this CPI and what's going on, right? And then from there, you'll be able to pick out the levels and what's happening. So once again, it's a pleasure having you guys here. This is our live market analysis session, right? So if you have any questions, you want us to have a look at any instruments, let us know, right? So we're going to do something now. I want to first of all take you to the calendar for Forex Factory. And the calendar would always tell us the results, right? Because this news came out about 32 minutes ago. And this is it over here. The news came out about 32 minutes ago, Wednesday, May 15th, 1:30. And we counted this. If you didn't watch the video that we dropped earlier, I'll suggest that you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell because we did a video on this talking about the CPI news release for today. But we mentioned one, two, three, four, five, six. Six. Wow. Now look at for this USD news 1:30 p.m. We had six news, CPI, retail sales, state manufacturing index. So you knew it was going to be heavy. And look at what we had. Black over here, black is neutral, meaning that you're not buying or selling. Black is neutral, red is sell, black is neutral, red is sell, and red is sell. What does this mean? That means that the sells have it because we have sells and neutrals. It's only if we had greens that would be buy, we'll have buy and sell. So we have sells and neutral. So what do you think was going to happen to the USD? We're expecting the USD to do what? To drop. This is what we're expecting for the USD. So if we go back to the chart, we'll definitely see what the USD did. And then don't forget Thursday, we have one more by the same 1:30. If you notice for today, the news have been coming out for the USD, like on Tuesday has been 1:30, Wednesday 1:30, and then May 16th, tomorrow 1:30 as well. This just lets you know more or less that it is a New York session, just before New York session, right? When the market is going to be opening, or rather New York session. Yeah, New York session. So if you look now, let's clean this up. Let's go back to the chart and see the DXY. Remember we said down? Now look at the DXY, look at the massive candle, and it went down over here. Just adjust this one a bit. It went down to this point here. Now, if you look very well, clearly it is a downtrend from what we can see, clearly. So as a downtrend, what I would like to do over here is very dicey. I wouldn't want to look for a sell position here. Never. Why? Because the stop loss and the take profits are not that much, right? And we're picking this because of this support area here. This is too tight. I'll prefer price to pull back to this area here for the DXY. Looking to the left, you can see here resistance, support, support, some little misunderstanding here. I'll call it misunderstanding between the buyers and the sellers in this level here. But this is good enough for me to be able to look for an entry, wait for price to get to this point here, to this area of interest, A, and then wait for a reaction, R, and then my trigger, price action, candle pattern, or whatever, for me to pull trigger and enter here to take it back to this load. You can see that you would have a smaller stop loss, and this might probably be 1 to 4 or 1 to 5. This would be a good one for people to look out for. So we need to wait to see what happens further. The news has come, it has gone. Now we've seen the reaction, and clearly for this week, we can easily say that the market has been to the downside for the DXY, clearly, right? And if to the downside for the DXY, as usual, the Euro USD, let's just pop quickly to the Euro USD. We're looking forward to buying over here. And I'm sure you already know where we're looking forward to buy, right? So we are looking forward to buying where? We're looking forward to buying at this point over here, right? Looking forward to buying over here. So we want the price to pull back to this area here, to pull back. Now, the best trades and the safest trades are usually the pullbacks, right? Because they are with the trend. So price should pull back to this point and then push back higher over here. So this would definitely be a good place to enter the market for a trend trader. The trend is up for a trend trader. What about counter trend trader? Those that might like to sell on this particular chart. Those that would like to sell can start looking for something around here. But this is not enough clue. We just have this level here representing resistance. And if you look to the left, let me show you guys something real quick, something cool. This is the 1 hour time frame, right? You look to the left, you can't see anything. So why did we draw this line? Why did we put this line here? What I normally say is if you can't see anything to the left, then what you need to do is to move one time frame higher, and then you'll see things more to the left, clearer to the left. Can you see? You can see why we picked that level to the left. Of the 4 hours time frame, this is why price got to this point here. So this could easily be your reason for entering the market as a counter trend trader to sell and bring it back down. This is just something I normally do. It's something that will help you to like identify your areas of take profits. Let's call it take profit areas, right? You can see what we have just done. So now it's in the area of what? It's in the area of sellers. It is definitely in the area of sellers. But I wouldn't tell you to jump in and start clicking on sell. And that's why you can see there is a reaction here. There is a reaction. Now, one thing I could tell you that you could also use if you are a counter trend trader, you could use like the RSI or MACD. Because whenever price is going up and up and up, it has to rest, it has to retrace. And in that case, in that instance, what we then use would be divergence. When the price is going up, the RSI might be going down, telling us that price is lying. So let's look for the RSI. Let's go to indicators, and then let's type the RSI, RS, Relative Strength Index. Here we go. We'll click on it, and then now it's on the chart. So here's the RSI, and let me show you now. So far, this is what the RSI is painting, and this is what price is painting. So you can easily say we have some form of divergence here. But we must wait. This doesn't mean that you jump in now. Even though there's divergence here, what you now need to do is to wait for a trigger. Wait for a reason to pull the trigger in this area here. It could easily be a bearish engulfing, it could be a bearish hammer, bearish pin bar, or whatever the case might be, right? So once again, if you are here, don't forget to drop a comment. If you have any instrument you want us to look at, let us know the instrument and we'll look at it together. We'll analyze the market together. Let me remove this RSI. Hopefully I know how to do that. How do you remove the RSI? Kind of new to this. Let's see. Okay, if I can't remove it, I'll probably just leave it there. Or no, I should be able to remove it this way. Aha, beautiful. So if you are joining us, please let us know you are here. Put a comment in the section below. And then also, if you have any instruments of choice that you are looking at or you want to look at, let us know. Have you gotten any trade this week? This is Wednesday, more or less the middle of the week. Trust me, there's still some decent opportunities in the market. And I always say, you can even scalp, but you must know what you're looking out for. I repeat, you can even scalp, but you must know what you're looking out for. But to be on the safe side, I always advise 1 hour time frame for me is the best. Why? Because it's in the middle of all the time frames from 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15, 30, 1 hour. 1 hour is in the middle. And then we have 4 hours, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, right? So I like 1 hour a lot. So you'd always see me do my analysis from 1 hour. At times, we look at things from 4 hours, whatever the case may be. And depending on you, if you want to now jump into the market, you can now do that using the lower time frames to get a discounted entry, to get a smaller stop loss for a bigger take profit. Because at the end of the day, the ultimate trader is one that the risk is low and then the reward is much higher. It could be at a ratio of 1 to 5, it could be at a ratio of 1 to 10, whatever the case might be. Make sure it is higher than 1 to 1. And please make sure that your risk is never, ever, ever higher than your reward. Very key, very, very important, right? So that is what we have over here for those. Now, we're going to look at a few instruments and see what's happening as well before we call it a day. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you have any analysis you want us to look at quickly, maybe something you want to trade, let us know. Even before we do that, I want to show you guys something. Over here, after price broke out from this highs here, of resistance, and we had a pattern like this, we had a wedge pattern like this. So this wedge pattern was one that would have been expecting for the price to come back to this area here. But look at what happened. The news, right, the CPI created this massive candle to the upside, which smashed through this area and pushed higher. Now, what do you think? Let me ask you this question and then you could like do your review. What do you think normally happens? Most times, that is. What do you think happens to a pattern, a chart pattern? Whether it's a flag, it's a pennant, it's a triangle, head and shoulders, or whatever, I don't know. What do you think happens most times when the pattern fails? I'll tell you. Most times, price comes back to that pattern. Because price could easily come back to this pattern and then use it as a launching pad to push higher. So you might not even get back to this point. So keep this area. Well, I would not advise this area too because of the take profit, because of the risk to reward ratio right here. I would prefer this area. And of course, today is more or less gone because I am not seeing the possibility of a massive candle dropping. Nope. I'm not seeing the possibility of that, at least based on the schedules. But for the schedule news, for Euro and for USD, we don't have any other thing again. Only if it is breaking, only if something crazy happens in the world and the market just decides to just go haywire. That is a possibility that, could also happen. Who knows? But then it is what it is, and this is what we have over here. So let's even look at the GBP USD. Let's look at a few. I don't know that have we looked at it? No, I don't think so. Let's look at the GBP USD and see what it's telling us. You can see the same thing as well. There's an area here. Let me mark this area here. You can see what price is telling us here. You can see the same thing, more or less, price pushing higher. We had this area too, as you can see, this horizontal line. If you also go over to the 4 hours time frame, you would most likely see it better. So here, we're looking for price to come out to this area here, right? To do a move to this side here, or to even come back here. This just seems a bit too far for me, because today is Wednesday. We just have Thursday and Friday. Well, we have high impact news for tomorrow, all the same by 1:30 p.m. for the USD. But I don't know. I just doubt. I look at price projections. I don't think I will see price. I'm going to see price. We are going to see price drop from here all the way here for us to buy and take it up this week. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But in the market as well, anything can happen. But I just doubt it. That's my own, from my own eyes, right? So for the pound as well, we need a pullback either to this point here or to this point here for us to jump in and get the markets, pushing higher again. We could even call this area here, would have something small here, something around here, right? So if we have something here, maybe have a look at this and look at this. Maybe this might be the area it might come back to, to push higher again. Who knows? But that's what we have on the GBP USD, on the pounds, on the cable instrument, right? So Let's have a look at maybe gold. Let's look at the gold. And in a few minutes, we're going to be rounding up. Let's look at the gold, XAU USD. Gold is one that a lot of people like to trade, but I tell people, you need to be careful with gold. Gold is explosive. Gold is an animal. Let me put it that way. It's a wild beast. Because if the Euro USD is, let me use speed. If the Euro USD is moving at a speed of Euro at maybe say 20 kilometers per hour, if the Euro USD is moving at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour, gold can be moving at a speed of maybe like 120, 140 kilometers per hour, right? Just to give you a perspective of how gold moves. And that's why gold normally kills a lot of traders. And then I tell people, leave gold alone. If you don't know what's happening with the gold, with the shiny metal, leave it alone. Go and trade the Euro USD. There's no shame there. It's all about the money, right? You don't want to make money and then lose more at the end of the day. That will not be good at all. Anyway, this is what we have over here on the shiny metal. You can see we have some key levels here. The same thing also, as the USD went down, you can see gold went up. But this candle is not crazily massive. Why? Because this was the area of rejection. This was a resistance. Remember we said area. So you'd always hear us say area of interest, area, area, area. Area also, some people might call it a level, might call it a zone or whatever. An area is simply where you're going to find reaction. So this was an area of resistance, and then the news came out, and then it's hit this area and is respecting the area. That's respecting the area across board for the DXY, for the Euro USD, for the GBP USD, for gold, for everything. And that simply means that they are all in line now as we speak. They're all in line now as we speak, especially based on respect from the USD. So for this one, if gold could pull back to this area, this would be a good area. That's around the 2350 area or 2347.67 area, more or less. So this would be a good area to look for longs to take you back up to the highs over here. Okay, let's see how that goes. It has already reacted, and we have the next candle dropping, which is bearish. So we'll see how this goes at the end of the day, right? So this is the gold, the shiny metal. Gold, shiny metal. Let's see Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin, the BTC USD. BTC USD, let's see what is going on with that. That is the father of all the cryptos. Father of all cryptos. Let's see what's going on with this. Okay, we have an area, something here. I'm just using my eyes to pick out based on the price action, because everything is based on the price action at the end of the day. So based on the price action, if you look over here, some areas of resistance, and there was a mess up here, scatter the whole thing here, some support over here. So this is an area. We call it an area and not a price point. And when we see an area, you can always use your rectangle, draw your rectangle, covering that area here so that you can see things a bit better, right? So that you can see things a bit better. So this area here, this whole area, you see that there has been some form of reaction there, and price, massive candle on this Bitcoin. Of course, this was also based on the USD news that came out, and that's why Bitcoin is Bitcoin versus the US dollar. So it is BTC USD, Bitcoin versus the US dollar, right? So this is what we have here. From this point here, is the Bitcoin going to drop? Is it going to push higher to this area here where we have another form of reaction here? Just like the rest, the Euro USD, the GBP USD, the gold, the DX, so everything that we looked at, we are expecting price to pull back to an area and then possibly look for longs. In those areas, it could be possible for you to get your entry as well, but you need to be careful. Why? Because this massive candle has shown that there are buyers, like this candle here has shown strong participation for the buyers in this instance. And that simply means that they can still push higher. So you need more information here if you're going to pull the trigger to sell, because you are going up against this massive candle signifying the buyer. So you need the market to probably rest in this manner. Then maybe like your price action candle, maybe a nice hammer pin bar here, then you can pull the trigger. So that will be the trigger, the T in the art of trading. Now, with that said, we are rounding up now. We are rounding up now. If you are here, I want to say thank you for joining me. We have just talked about the news that came out not too long ago. That's the retail sales, the CPI that came out for the USD roughly about 1 hour ago. And then we saw the reaction, we saw the outcome, which was the sell, and then we saw that the DXY went down accordingly. And where did it go down to? It went down to the area of support and is reacting to that area now. And we looked at the Euro USD, the GBP USD, we looked at the gold, the Bitcoin. I believe we also looked at the USD JPY, I believe, can't remember. But we looked at a couple of the majors, gold and Bitcoin, just for us to have an understanding of how the news USD shaped out on other majors and what we should be expecting. So it's about the, being able to read and understand the market for you to be able to take advantage of the market. Very key, very, very important. Now, with that said, I want to say thank you guys for joining. We still have this live market analysis session tomorrow. If you are not following the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. We will do another update video in a few hours to see what has happened so far and whether we have an opportunity. So once you turn on the notification bell after subscribing, you get notified when the video is dropped immediately, and then you can watch it and hopefully take advantage of the information that we have. But with that said, I want to say thank you guys for joining us. Has indeed been a good one today on another live market analysis session with CSA Forex. I remain your host, Tolu, Tolu. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day and goodbye for now. Cheers.